I'm Ny.karle. So for my research project, I chose Mansa Musa, who was the ninth ruler of Mali. I chose him because it was very interesting to me that, like, in my people's history, there was a ruler who was very powerful and successful because, there weren't in like elementary school, middle school, high school, we only learn about European history. We don't learn about our history. It's like our history doesn't exist and we don't know very much. And Mansa Musa was very important and he was a really good guy. So I thought it was really cool for me to investigate and see what else he had going on. And so, contribution to American history was that he was very, like I say, he was very much a figure to look up to. He ruled his empire at his peak and he was loved by everyone. And at some point, he was the richest man on earth. That's crazy that an African man was the richest person on earth at some point in history. And most people don't know that. And also, Mansa Musa was very, very heavily influenced by education. He really, really wanted to encourage education. He was a great patron of learning during his time. One major point I thought was a major thing in his life that he had did was that he helped Mali achieve a level of wealth and international standing that West Africa had never seen before. Mali gained most of its wealth by exporting gold to the Mediterranean, where merchants from Europe were able to purchase it. So they would bring the gold over to Mediterranean, and then they'll sell it to the merchants from Europe. And gold was very popular in Europe, and it helped Mali's economy tremendously, like so much. Europe was like obsessed with gold, everything, right? All this money earned from gold, Mansa Musa used it for the well-being of his citizens. So like I said before, he was loved by many people. All the money he got from exporting this gold, he put it back into the country so his citizens could be happy and live in a place that they wanted to live in. So he was a great leader. He cared about his people. He cared about his country. Mansa Musa was also very friendly, not just his people, but to other neighboring African countries. Mansa Musa, more importantly, helped Timbuktu grow into an important commercial city that had connections to other trade centers in Egypt and in North America. So they were exporting gold. They came in and kind of helped Timbuktu become sort of like a hub for other countries to talk out about their trading deals and whatever they wanted to trade and whatever they were talking about, whatever they wanted to sell. And these friendly ties with countries like Egypt and Morocco helped the growth of trans-Saharan trade. Another point about Mansa Musa was that he was very involved in helping to spread Islam and building Islamic institutions. He was very, very, very religious. He built many mosques and he gathered intellectuals like I didn't want to butcher his name, so I inserted it. He was an architect who helped build the mosque, and Mansa Musa brought him to Mali. Basically, he was the backbone to all the mosques that were built. A little later, Mansa Musa also gathered scientists, mathematics, philosophers, and more to the Sankara Mosque, and they all taught, and it was considered the best learning seat in West Africa at that time. And after that, it inspired many Muslims to congregate at other mosques and create more seats of learning. This is the most important thing that Mansa Musa did. It seems to be the most talked about and the most highlighted when searching his history. Mansa Musa took a pilgrimage to Mecca, and it was the first time the world got to see Musa's wealth and generosity. So it's said that he arrived in Egypt with 500 slaves carrying 4 pounds of gold each, 80 camels carrying 300 pounds of gold each, and there were 100 elephants. He just paraded around and showed everybody what Mali was all about. And also, on his way, Musa generously gave out all of his wealth and gold to the poor. Anybody he came in contact with, he gave him gold. Mansa Musa was inspired to convert the Malian society into an exemplary Islamic society. He brought jurists of Maliki school of thought into Mali, and soon Mali became an Islamic state. And his efforts were met with some resistance. Some people did not want Mali to become an Islamic state, but nonetheless, today, about 90% of Mali's population is Muslim. And so, how this impacted me really is that I feel empowered. It's like amazing to know that my history involves one of the richest and most respected rulers of all time, is what I believe. And in school, this history isn't taught, and here I get to learn that capable, smart, generous, and loved leader was African, that he was part of my history. And he didn't scam his way to the top. He wasn't a dictator. He was for his people, and he's definitely a leader I'm going to be looking up to. Thank you for watching my presentation. Hope you all have a great break. Thank you for being my teacher, Mr. E. Bye. Intellectuals like Abu Ishgabal also